Right, now that I have read the story to you guys, I have some questions that we need to do, that I need to ask you. Now, the first one, before we move forward, has anyone have a question regarding the story? Since I was reading and you were listening, do we have any question regarding the story? Okay, right. Now let's move forward. So the questions will be based on the story. Since I was reading and you were also reading silently, I assume everyone was reading. Mostly I was reading. Now, who are the main character of the story? Or should I say, who are the characters of the story? Yes, my sister. Right. Now she's telling us the main character of the story, which is Nomsa. So Nomsa is the main character of the story. Can anyone tell me why she's the main character of the story? Why is she the main character of our story? Yes, my boy. Okay, okay. Uh, Anyone would like to try? Yes, miss? Yes. Now, the reason why she's the main character of the story is because the story as a whole is talking about her. The story, everything that is happening there, it's about her. The story is mostly about her. Now we can find that, or we can get that on the story, that she's not the only one that is there. There are other part or other characters of this story, right? Who can tell me who are other characters of the story? Yes, girl, excellent. Her father is part of the story. Who else? Exactly, her brother. It is shown in the story. There is someone else. Yes, yes, even her mother is the part of the story. So it is said that there are four characters that is found where in the story. Now, since I believe everyone was reading, I would like to emphasize this. When I read loudly, you always going to read silently. When I say Nomsa went to school, yourself is also saying Nomsa went to school, but silently. Please do not forget that every time when you read, I read loudly and you read silently. So since we all read and discuss the story, what is it about and all that stuff, I would like two people or two learners to come in front so that they're going to discuss what the story was all about. In just less than 5 or 10 minutes, they'll be done. Please come with your tablet so that you can even scan again. And if you forgot what was the story about, but I doubt you'll be forgetting that the story was about this and that, da, da, da. Now, please come forward. I want a girl and a boy. A girl and a boy. Yes, miss. And you say, please come forward. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Now let's give her the round of applause since she's. Yes, thank you. And would you like to add from what she's been saying? The story is all about. Okay. All right. Perfect. And let's give her the round of applause. Now, this shows that everyone understood what? The story better. They understood the story. Why did they understand the story? This is because they went through it first. This is called pre-reading. Every time when you read, you start by scanning and skimming the information so that if you read, you will read successfully. Right? So every time you start to read, you do not read the whole thing, but you scan. After scanning, you skim, you take the important information, the characters, the theme. You get the theme after reading, the characters, the places, and all those important stuff. And then when you scan, you get what? You get to pick the words that you think might challenge you when reading the story, the words that you think might combat you from what, from accomplishing the main idea or the theme of the story. So let's not forget that we start by pre-reading what is going on before we read the whole story or before we engage to the story. Because if we just read, we're not going to get the ideas, the main idea, the purpose of the story. What was the story all about? So you firstly would skim and scan. It is very, very important that we skim and scan. Please do not forget that. Now, and I have some questions again. So, since you read the story, what was so fascinating about the story? What was so fascinating? Yes, Mega. Perfect. She's saying that she likes the story because the story was about the girl and she's a girl, which is very excellent. Me too, I'd love the story to be about me or about the boy because I'm what? I'm a boy. That's very excellent, my girl. Now, another thing that I would like to emphasize to you guys is that please do not be afraid to answer any questions regarding the story because there is no right or wrong answers. It depends that how a person explains his answer. Let me say, you say the story is about Nomsa and his family. It doesn't mean that you are right or wrong. It means that you understood the story with this way or in this manner. Right? So every time you give your answer, you must be able to what? To support it. Because people think in different way. Like you may say something correct, but you say it in the other way. That's why in this world we have adults and young people. You see, it's people, but they are different with the ages. So even you, when you read the story, you may find the same concept of the story, but you could explain it differently to a person. Right, so now I want you to turn on page. You're just gonna flip your page, or you search page 81. You're gonna find the classwork there, and you do your classwork. Please write it down, or if you feel like you do not want to write it down, please type it and then send it to me, and I will mark it. We'll mark it together here in this classroom. Thank you.